Riveting content. Empowering your life. Welcome to the Sphere. This episode is sponsored by 3 Hues Painting Studio. Come paint, sip, and party at 3 Hues. Visit our website today at 3hueshouston.com. Looking to advertise? Join the Sphere's vast demographic reach of thousands of people all over the world. Send an email today to advertise@thesphere.tv or call us at area code 832-772-7789. Houston Housewives of Finance. For more information on increasing your cash flow, becoming your own money manager, and to schedule your complimentary personal finance strategy, contact the Houston Housewives of Finance today at 1-844-700-4463.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome back to another episode of That Boom Bap. I am your host, Gary Lee, also known as G Hawkins, of course. You can find me anywhere online, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, MySpace, Kick, all that shit, at G Hawkins. That's nice. G Hawkins with the Z. And, of course, I'm with my main man, Reem. What up, man? What's good, EB?
What up? I'm excited.
You excited, man?
Yeah,
that's how it's supposed to be, the goddamn energy, man.
Yeah.
That's what we do around here. All right, let me calm down. Fuck it.
I need it, though. I'm tired.
It's been a long day, man. It's been a long day.
It's
Shit.
been extra long for me,
yeah,
man. So,
but
yeah.
good. You good, bro?
Yeah, mine, man. Family's cool. We good, man. You know, having health insurance is a motherfucker. We appreciate that health insurance.
Shout out to Obamacare, man.
You know what I mean?
Fuck what you heard. Shout out to Obamacare.
Keep it while you got it, be. They trying to take it. They trying to kill us.
They trying hard as shit, man. But you know, we don't often have guests in, but when we do, we bring out the specialists, man.
Yo,
we bring out the precision hitters, man. We bring out those that have the goddamn scalpel in their hands. That's what we do here on That Boom Bap. So we got somebody special with us. Am I right, Ring?
Yes,
Talk
sir.
about
yes,
it.
Sir. You know, I've known this man for quite a while, man. For, you know, once you cross 10 years with me, I stop counting. After that, we family. You know what I'm saying? Met him a long time ago here in the age. He's from Gary. I say Gary, but the way they say it out in Indiana is dope. I'm gonna let him do that. But you know, he's a songwriter, aka an MC. He's a producer. I've known him since he was in front of the computer, like Knife Wonder back in the days when he was using Fruity Loops and everything. I would come over, vibe with him, the Honorable, you know, everybody that was in the crew at the time. And, you know, one thing I truly respect is that he stay on his grind. He stays on, you know, with his craft. He's one of the very few people that when I debate with them, he always finds a way to knife me, man. Like, stick and twist, man. Like, for real. Like, he gets me damn near every time, be leaving me frustrated, like, fuck! So, you know, I want to make sure that I bring him on today to share his wisdom, to build with us, and, you know, no further ado, my man, B. Terry.
Man.
What up, Terry?
Rain.
What's
Appreciate you having me through, man. Hey, if you don't know me, man, it's B. Terry Beats, a.k.a. Beat Machine. I'm from Gary, Indiana, not Gary, Indiana. It's crazy, but you know, New Yorkers always think they know everything. So, but yeah, man. Me and Reem, man, like you said, man, we've been cool a long time. We vibe on music in a different way. You know what I'm saying? Like when I talk, a lot of people don't know I'm quiet. Like if you see me out just anywhere, I'm quiet. As soon as I hear anything about music, it's a different me. You know, it's a totally different me. I'm engaged, and that's why me and him hit it off, and we always been cool. Myself, like you said, I'm a producer. Mainly, I started on Fruity Loops, making beats before it was real. But not really. Honestly, I started making beats before Fruity Loops, but not seriously. Like when growing up in Gary, man, like nobody really was doing music other than the dope dealers, right? Yeah. So I was playing sports, baseball, basketball, always into stuff, right? When I was probably like 11 or 12, something like that. I just messed around and found out that I can play the piano by ear, right?
Nice.
So still not even thinking about nothing. My brother was the one that told my old man, was like, yo, you know, Brandon know how to play. My next birthday, my old man bought me a Casio, right? So, you know, back in the day, you had the big stereo systems, right? You know what I'm saying? You had the big subwoofer joints, and you had the double deck, and then you had the turntable on top. So what I used to do was, you know, I would hook up my Casio to the stereo, right? And I would lay the drums on the first tape, record it, right? Put that tape on the other side, play the drums, put another tape on the other side, and record my strings. Right? So I used to make beats. Nobody knew. Like, nobody knew. I promise you, people in Gary nobody knew I made beats. So when I got to high school, they started putting computers in all the classes. It's like, I don't want to tell my age, but yeah, I do. This is like 2000, right? I graduated in 01. So like in 2000, they started putting like one computer in every class. So I had yearbook, and I had radio and TV, right? And Chief, he was the teacher. He used to let me get on, and one of our basketball players, he was making beat on Fruity Loops. I'm like, what is that? That shit was terrible. Like, the beat was trash, right? But when I saw it, I was like, he making beats? And then I already knew what beats per minute was. I knew what steps was, but I didn't know the terminology. So when I saw it, I'm like, oh, okay, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's a bar. Oh, I can do this. So I start, you know, sitting in front of the computer making beats on Fruit. I'm like, man, this shit easy. You know what I'm saying? I came to Houston, man. You know, me and Honorable, which is a mutual friend, with the host, you know, being a tag team and, you know, kind of making it out there. And, like, dudes used to laugh at me when I said I made beats on Fruity Loops. Like, this was before the Black Album, right? This was before Knife Wonder really. Even when Knife Wonder first started popping with, you know what I'm saying, his shit, niggas still wasn't like, yeah, that shit cool, but, like, it ain't no industry thing. Like, it wasn't like that. It wasn't really until Soulja Boy came out this bitch, and, like, everybody was like, oh, I'm just gonna start using this shit.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? But I was using that shit, like, I'd be like, yo, you know what I'm saying, I got some beats in the studio with my mans, and we playing them. Niggas like, yo, that shit dope. What you making on? I'm like, shit, Fruity Loops. They be like, the computer? Like, yeah, like, you making computer beats. Like, nah, bro, I don't want that. You know what I'm saying? But then my man's T High, another producer who kind of groomed me into this production game, he taught me how to use the MP. You know what I'm saying? I already knew how to play the keys, so he taught me how to pattern the drums from the MP. Then once I figured that out, I'm like, really, all I need is the sounds from the MP. So let me get that, put it on this drive, and load this on Fruity Loops. So I mean, I still use both. You know what I'm saying, just for the feel sometimes. But that computer thing, I've been on it, man. Like 15 plus. Like,
and you put your time in the 10,000 hours that we talk about to be a professional.
Definitely.
Because I remember walking into the crib and being like, you know, always seeing him in front of it. But I remember the first time I heard your tracks and then being like, he did this on a what? Because, you know, I'm used to the whole studio setup, you know, the big boards, the monitors, the booth and everything. And just to know, like, you know, they were doing joints that were ending up on collaboration albums right there in the crib. That shit blew me away.
Yeah, I did a track on one of the first placements, so to speak, Ghetto Classics, and it's featuring Little Kiki. Nobody knows this. I did the drums on Fruity Loops. Nobody knows this. I told my manager at the time that I did them on the MPC, but I didn't. I did it on Fruity Loops, and I didn't tell him that because he probably wouldn't have used it.
I was just getting to ask you, like, why'd you keep it, so close to the chest?
Yeah, because I had been turned down so much. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Damn, I'm fucking doing ghost production already. Like, so I'm trying to get in. You know what I'm saying? You don't like my jumper, so shit, I'm gonna go to the hole on you. But I still got this fire ass jumper. Like, my shit always been butter. So and that's what happened. So once I gave him that, he was like, yo, give me some more shit. And sooner or later, I went to HEC for audio and engineering, and I got my mixing shit. So I started mixing. So once I was mixing on the computer, then I just started showing them I was doing the beats on the computer too. Like, look, all it really is about is EQing, space and time, and all that shit can sound the same. Like, it don't matter. Like, this fucking 2007, like, it really was 2007. So, I'm like, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Come up with the time. So,
yo, you know, we definitely got to jump into what your show's about. So let's, you know, jump into that, tell the audience about that.
Well, me and my co-host, Tip the Bartender, shout out Shell, co-pilot. The Crew Houston. It started out as an internet radio show, but really it's more about two people who care about the culture that want to keep the culture vibe alive.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So when you think the Crew Houston, when you think our show, you want to think Big Tigger, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You know what I'm
Like
saying?
the
Big Tigger
basement.
in the basement, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Except we ain't got moms coming through with the plates, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? I got my sister coming through with drinks though. You
Okay.
feel me?
That's
Okay.
what's up.
You feel
That's
me?
what's
So
up.
that's what I'm saying, like that type of vibe, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes we get the freestyles in and we do that, you know, that's cool. But, you know what I'm saying, it's more so about just the vibe. That's what we do. We do like questions, like all random shit. The first thing we always do is say, look, is there anything that you don't want to talk about?
All right.
Right? Because you know what happens, you know, drinks start flowing and just
Yeah.
questions come out of the wazoo.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because it's a yin and a yang, you know what I'm saying? I call her my sister because she really act like my sister and I act like her brother.
Right.
So if it's a male, let's say we got a male guest, you know what I'm saying? I'm siding with the male, obviously. If it's a female guest, she's siding with the females, you know what I'm saying? So we give that yin and yang all the time.
Right.
And then even when we go out, we we try to show love to artists that come to our shows. We try to show love to artists that maybe haven't even come to our show, but we see them grinding. You know what I'm saying? And we've made relationships that way. And they be like, well, I just saw y'all show when y'all. It ain't really about that. We just want to show love to y'all, man.
Mm-hmm.
If you ever go to our page, we reposting shit
Right.
for other people. Like,
Right.
we don't really be posting a lot of stuff for us. So, I mean, that's just what it is, man. We two big fans of the culture. She's a huge Tupac fan. Her birthday is this weekend, so
Yeah.
happy birthday. We're going to go see that Tupac movie.
Happy
man.
birthday.
what's up. That's
Yo,
right.
that comes out this month, right?
Yeah, next week.
Yeah, next week.
June 16th.
And let the people know what that page is so they can go check it out.
It's The Crew Houston. That's THC Houston. THC The Crew Houston. I'm sorry. THC Houston. So if you read between the lines, you know what THC is for. No E.
Fly
Big
with
flag,
us.
fly
Yeah,
with-
man.
Get higher
I'm the captain,
with the
man.
crew.
You know, and that's what it's about. You know, we got our little Learjet that we fly around. You know,
Yes. Shit,
on
why
the
not?
on the airways, and you know, ain't no rules in the air.
Huh.
That's what's up.
Hashtag no bow wow challenge. So man, let's dive in deep, brother. We obviously we brought you to the table. It's important for us to get your dialogue. We've got some questions for you. We want you to hear some shit. We
Right.
want you to ride out. And of course we got something later on today that we want to dive deep into you with. But before we do that, obviously we got some goddamn bills to pay.
So this portion of the show is sponsored by 3 Hues. Come
Booyah.
paint, sit, and party
party.
at 3 Hues. Get your party on, join a party, or book your own private event for kids or adults. Let 3 Hues help you create your masterpiece on canvas step by step. A painting party is perfect for any occasion. Church function, make sure you bring the chicken and the macaroni on the plate. Wedding showers, team building, Girl Scouts earning their badge, date nights, birthdays, or anytime you just want to have fun. Ask them about their summer camp programs, kids club, special events, and wine glass painting events. Did we mention that 3 Hues is mobile too? Yep. You can you could go to the studio, or they could come to you. So visit their website today at 3 HughesHouston.com.
There it is, man. 3 Hues Houston.
Yep.
So let's talk a little bit about this playlist,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about Chasing Goosebumps.
Yes.
Reem, tell the audience what this shit's about.
All right, so
brother.
let's jump into it, right? So one of my favorite DJs of all time. I know you ready to debate anytime, B. So anytime you want to jump in, let's go.
Yeah.
But one of my favorite DJs of all time is DJ Jazzy Jeff.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Of DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. And, you know, with him being in the industry so long and having so many relationships, he's able to grab some of the, you know, talented people that he has around him. He took that opportunity to grab Glenn Lewis as a soloist for the group. Or let's just call it a project. And the name of the group that he formed is called The Playlist. And the name of the project is called Chasing Goosebumps. And Glenn Lewis is the writer. What makes this album or this project so special is that they completed it from scratch in 7 days. Right? So, I mean, this is songwriting, production, post, pre, you know, everything in
Mix and
7
master.
days. You know what I'm saying? And it's really, really dope. Like, it's really dope. Some of the concepts of the songs, the way that the arrangements of the songs on the album, everything flows real nice. And there's a track on there called Die Empty. And this is what made, B. Terry being here special for me, because he's on the songwriting side and on the production side. Sure. So he's dumb creative. And I want to jump into that track so people get to hear, where Jeff is coming from. And it gives us, an opportunity to set up the discussion.
Let's do it then. Let's hop into Die Empty from that Chasing Goosebumps. Let's rock out with this for a little bit.
Wants to guarantee. There's songs that you have no idea how they became the biggest song in the world. And there are songs that you like, this is the greatest song I ever heard, and nobody cares about. The music industry, everybody wants to be second. Everybody wants to be second. Because nobody has the balls to create what's going to be first. When the person does it, you're the first person to say, we need something like. Everybody wants to be second. Ain't nobody trying to be innovative in something. That's why it's the kid in the garage who sneaks out with something that becomes the big thing that everybody runs to do it and be second. You will never put out all of the music that you make in your lifetime. So this is what you need to do. Sell some, get the rest away. Yep. Die empty. Whew. Die empty. Don't die with shit creatively inside of you.
Not a damn
Die
thing.
empty.
Not a damn.
I want to absolutely blow everybody's mind
Yes.
at what was created in a week.
Yes.
Like, a big part of this is I am trying to dispel every industry rumor that has ever been there. That everybody who's worked with a record company has heard that it takes 9 months and it takes this and it takes this. My whole shit is take the playbook, take all of this shit out. You put creative people in the room and I'm gonna show you what can happen. So basically what I'm trying to do is tell the industry, get the fuck out of our way. Stop acting like you know more about what people want than we do.
You want to deliver the benediction?
Benediction.
So there's a lot to cover, right? He covers being creative, so having the right people around you to create that vibe, right?
Right.
So that kind of made me think of Kendrick Lamar's Damn album, because I don't believe you could build something like Damn being around mediocre motherfuckers.
I agree.
But it also goes into, how do you feel about selling your music? How do you go about selling your music? It also, kind of goes into industry politics. Why does it take so long to put out an album? Or, what's the science and the knowledge behind that? So, of course, I want to take it from the top, which was, what was the first part you started talking about?
Everybody wanted to be second.
Everybody wanting to be second. So with him saying, nobody wanted to be first, there's some kid in the basement right now who's going to be the first thing out. That made me think of, what's my man? He coming out with Astro World real soon.
With Astro World.
He's from here in Houston.
Shit.
The light-skinned cat?
Nah, he got the Travis Scott. No, not Travis Scott.
No. Travis Scott is coming out with something. Is it called Astro World?
It's
We
called
talked
Astro
about
World.
it. Yeah, Travis
sure.
Scott.
Okay, so it's Travis Scott.
Yeah.
So it made me think about him because, when he came out, not to say that he was first, but he was different. He wasn't like Mike Will made it. He wasn't like DJ Mustard. He was just a little different. He wasn't like Zaytoven either.
Yeah.
So, that's kind of where I want to go. So let's start with first, how do you feel about everybody wanting to be second?
To be honest with you, that's really like the only thing that I really didn't agree with him in that whole shit. And I think it's not necessarily that I don't agree with him. I think, to me, it's second nature. Well, not second nature. It's human nature to want to be a part of something, right? So it's like it was only a few people trying to create the telephone, right? It was only a few people trying to create the plane, right? It's only gonna be a few. So, but once one person does do it, like, you know what I'm saying, then everybody does jump on the bandwagon. I think that's just the reason why I say it's human nature, because it's survival. So this is like, you my mans, and then you ain't even have to be my mans. Like, if I see something working for you and I necessarily didn't think about it, I'm gonna start thinking about it now because I see it's working. You know what I'm saying? I can see some type of benefit from it. A lot of people, it's just like any other thing that you want to do. Like, if you don't actually have the initiative to create, regardless of what you're doing, like, you're gonna always look at somebody doing that, and you're gonna find something to emulate in it. You see what I'm saying? It's like my son. Like, my son, he loves basketball, but he doesn't like watching basketball. You see what I'm saying? Me, when I was his age, I loved to watch, so I wanted to be a shooter.
Right.
With him, he has the body of a big man, but he wants to dribble, right? Because he doesn't actually watch the game, he has in his own mind to create what he wants to be. You see what I'm saying? So he's not following something.
Right.
But I think with a lot of cats in the industry now got into music because it became lucrative. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It became lucrative. It wasn't just cool no more. Like, I can do this, and if I'm getting money for it, that's cool. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Back in the day, it was cool if you had rhymes. You know what I'm saying? But now it's like, if I can get some bread off this, that's cool, right? So I'm gonna follow whatever is making bread, because that's why I'm in it.
Right.
I'm not in it to be creative, which he touched on that. But I think it's just a lot of human nature is what causes people to follow trends. Now, when you bring up Travis Scott, he don't sound different to me. He sounds just like how music sounds for 25 and under artists right now. You know what I'm saying? So that sound really was honed and made lovable by Drake.
Right.
The reason why his is fresh is because he's young, and the youngsters like Drake, so now they hear that he's from Houston. It's definitely not Houston sound.
Right.
So they like, yo, that might be something new, or that's the new wave. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just had to realize 346 was a new area code in Houston. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, these new kids like is on that shit though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I feel like the only part that I really didn't agree with. But other than that, like, you got to have the right motherfuckers around you. Like,
see, I got to jump on that for just a second, because what it reminded me of is a line from Jada where he was like, you sound anything like Kiss, just sound right here. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like what ends up happening is the waters become muddy, because you have somebody that's different and they pop off and they become really successful, and then all these other corporate, record execs, they go out and find the next thing to, like you said, to ride that wave. So I'm glad that you mentioned Drake, because I give Drake his props. Like, I have the illest like love-hate relationship with Drake. I really do.
Every man should though.
I mean, real shit.
Every man
Real
should
shit,
though, for real.
Yeah.
But I give him his props though, because of him, he's birthed so many dudes that came after him.
Right.
Like Bryson Tiller, even though Bryson Tiller isn't really a rapper, but he's not really a singer neither. But to me, I wouldn't listen to him, because I was like, yo, he took Drake's style and ran with it. You know what I'm saying?
I
So
had the same conversation with somebody the other day about that shit. It was like, yo, he reminds me so much of Drake. I'm not even gonna give him a chance.
I didn't even give him a chance.
I listened to the new Toronto mixtape, and like he had the joint. I think he said Machiavelli, some shit like that. When he was rapping super hard, like, you know what I'm saying, 808s kicking and all that shit. And I'm like, yo, this the same cat with the singing joint out? Like, oh, and he from Toronto? Like,
I ain't even know where he was from. I thought he was from Atlanta. See what I'm saying? Like,
I heard him and Drake had a conversation. Like, they supposedly squashed some shit that was going on between the two, because obviously there's so many characterizations of these two guys being so fucking similar, because they are.
Yeah.
But you gotta, at the end of the day, you have to still be able to shine and do your best, regardless if that's what you're trying to do it for. And I'll give you an example. Like, the first 5-6 years Kobe was in the league, I hated watching his ass play, because he looked just like Jordan. Looked just like Jordan. Like, and I grew up on Mike, so I'm like, bro, like, you really, and everybody wanted to be Mike, like, for real. Everybody wanted to wear 23. Everybody wanted to be the Jays. Like, but when this nigga Kobe would start doing all the moves and they start putting all that shit together, like, bro, I don't even like this nigga. But when Kobe started to become a champion and writing his own history, even though it was similar to Mike's, you gotta give credit when credit is due. So let's say, Tory Lanez, pop off for the next 6 years, you know what I'm saying, similar to what Drake did, and held it down. Then you gotta be like, okay, I can put them two in separate lanes. But like right now, like, you're in the back seat.
Back seat.
Like, for real. And a lot of artists like that, because they following something else.
Yeah. So that next point that Jeff brings up is dying empty. Letting everything that you have, just putting it out there in one shape, fashion, or form. And then with today's, vehicles like Twitter and YouTube and Snapchat and all these other Periscope, all these other different avenues, but vehicles that you can use to put your music out there. And another thing that also comes to mind also is mixtapes. A lot of people do mixtapes and they put a lot of their joints out there for free to kind of get their buzz going. Right. So with Jeff saying, every artist should die empty, how do you feel about that part?
I think it's more so a statement coming from an older guy. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I think it's harder to make that decision when you're young. And the game is predominantly young. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Most artists, definitely nowadays are under 30. You know what I'm saying? If you starting out, you probably 18, 19 now because they got classes for that stuff. So for an 18 and 19, 21-year-old, for them to have that mentality, you would kind of damn near be like Pac, like prophetic and think you about to die at 25. True. If you not, you really more so worried about the content that you putting out at the time. You know what I'm saying? And by Jeff being a vet, he's like, and probably, seeing all of these other artists passing, Prince pass, and you got music involved and all that shit. I think to me, that's more so something because he's older. Mm-hmm. He made that statement, which is not a bad statement. I feel him, like, ultimately, at the end of the day. But it's hard, because, people look at their music differently. Like, I look at my beats different than my rhymes. You know what I'm saying? My beats are like my kids. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to just let my kids go to anybody's house. Like, like for real, you can ask any artist like that I've ever worked with. You know what I'm saying? It's not just, send me some beats. I'm going, okay, what you trying to work on? What's the name of your project? What kind of sound you looking for? If I've never met you before, more than likely I probably won't respond. I'll just be like, all right. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody that I ain't never sent beats to. But, real shit, that's how I am, man. They're my kids, you know what I'm saying? So when I work with somebody, like Dr. Dre said this shit, and I felt extremely the same way he said. Not to say I'm Dre or nothing like that, but on the Ice-T movie, he was like, whenever he wants to work with an artist, he doesn't want to change what they're doing. He just wants to absorb what they have and bring his shit to it. You know what I'm saying? He was like, he like to ride around with artists, get to know what they like, you know what I'm saying, and outside of music. Yeah. That helps bring the whole vibe, you know what I'm saying, when you create. And like, I'm like, damn, man, I love that, because that's how I feel. Like, if I don't really have a vibe with you, I'll probably send you some bullshit. I'll probably see
the truth coming out.
I'll probably send you some bullshit. And at the end of the day, though, sometimes, and that's another thing, sometimes beats that I really don't like, artists like, and I be like, oh, you know what I'm saying?
I hear that happens all the time. You be like, man, this shit is trash, and they be like, what are you, crazy?
Yeah, these young artists that I'm working with, man, 80 rounds. Shout out to them. I sent them probably like 10 beats that I did maybe at least 5-6 years ago that I was like, nah, they're not gonna work. But I wanted to create something that wasn't created before. This is the first time I was ever able to do just one full project, you know what I'm saying, on some Mad Lib shit.
Yeah,
you know
that's real.
Real shit. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to vote on them, right? And like, I promise, like, the beats that I didn't think they was gonna choose, they ate them shits. Like, and created a whole new old school vibe. You know what I'm saying? You already know my shit's soulful. At the end of the day, I'm Midwest. But the way they approached it is with the new sound, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
The new, not rapping but singing, but not singing but rapping shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, you confused.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Discombobulated.
But the shit is it came out so fucking dope. I had to rock with it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I was just like, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? But,
yeah, I fucking feel that, and it's so interesting. I want first, before I dive deep in, I have to say what's up to Facebook Live. Facebook Live, what up? What's good? Orlando Terry, we see you.
Big bruh.
Terrence then hopped in. Jasmine's in.
So Jazz.
Mike Jones and said something.
Mike.
Stephanie Parker. Proud of you, Brandon. It's a pleasure. I've known you for so long. And some other stuff. The damn intern has scrolled on us. But some other shit. You are the great friend, and I wish you and your beautiful family nothing but the best. Like, this real shit, man.
Hey,
that's love.
That's coming from one of the dopest vocalists I've ever known.
Stephanie Parker.
Yeah,
We got to get her in the building.
Yeah, she's from Gary, Indiana. We actually got the same birthday. So
That's what
nice.
That's been my homie for the longest.
Good shit, man.
But
Good shit.
she sings. Don't give me the line. Is it still Princess Cruises?
Princess Cruises.
I don't
Chime
know.
in for us, Stephanie. Let us know what that
But
is.
she sing on a cruise boat.
Okay.
She created her own show. She does
That's dope. Creative.
a Remembering Whitney show. So
Nice.
she
Oh,
does
that's
Whitney
nice.
Hughes on a cruise
Yeah.
boat. So if you go on a cruise boat, you go to Africa, you go to she been all over the fucking world.
Yeah,
Anyway.
Remembering Whitney. I like
Yeah,
that. I'm going to
she
have to
does
check that
dope.
out. What up, Catherine? We see you.
Catherine, what's up?
Hey, make sure all of y'all hit the share button. Stephanie, Catherine, Orlando,
Yeah.
Jasmine, all y'all hit the share button. Make sure other people are aware of what we got popping off.
Definitely.
But what I was gonna say, man, it's like these kids you're talking about, the production you put in, the time you put in. It's a form of marketing for you. Like, this is who you are. This is the essence of who you are. And that is so important, man. When you put yourself out there, it's like a big ass billboard. Marketing and advertising, it's right out there.
Right.
And it makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's because the next episode, the next part of this is sponsored by The Sphere. Y'all like that shit?
That's it. Go ahead.
Are you starting your business or looking for a place to advertise? Do you have a need to reach out to thousands of people across the world to build your brand or sell your product? If so, get your product placement and advertising needs handled right here at The Sphere. We offer a wide variety of content delivery platforms, including iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, YouTube, and Stitcher. Plus, we have a vast demographic reach within the United States as well as modern countries across the globe. Our enriched content and inspiring dialogue, coupled with your strategic ad, is surely to hit the mark every time. Call us today at area code 832-772-7789 or send an email to advertise@thesphere.tv. But yeah, man, your goddamn kids. That's what they are.
Yeah,
You know, they're marketing and advertising, but it makes sense. It makes sense. I understand what he's saying, and I agree totally with you. When you're young, you're about content creation. You're about getting it out there. You want to put it in the right hands, and obviously, you want to continue to build your brand. When you're getting older, you don't want to die with that shit.
Yeah.
You want people to have heard everything you want to leave this world exhausted.
Yeah.
Everything is out. Because why create if you can't get it out? Right. We got artists that's creating a Remembering Whitney. Why create if you can't get it out? It just makes sense, man.
Yeah. Now going back to what I wanted to ask is, who is the artist that Jeff is working with, or is just
most of it is production dudes.
Oh, okay. So it's just like musical.
Well, no, that's what we
we're
right
listening
now.
to it
Glenn
now.
Lewis.
Oh, okay.
Glenn Lewis is doing all the vocals on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the reason why I wanted to bring that up is because it takes DJ Jazzy Jeff, somebody who's been in the game with knowledge and understanding what a label can and can't do for you and what's best for the culture at the end of the day. So he's really truly speaking from the heart. And that's crazy because I have a shirt. I should have wore it today, but I have a shirt that says music is not what I do, it's who I am. Right? I actually stole that from Jeff. I was watching this Crate Diggers episode and he got the picture on the wall, Joe. So if you ever see me with that shirt, that's where I got it from, Jeff. So he's definitely a vet, man. And yeah, I'm gonna have to definitely check that one out on a later
It's
tip.
worth having. Now the other part.
Yeah, I was
third part,
going to say
go
this. So
ahead.
to close out this topic, the last part was, the creative part of making a project or making an album and being able to put it out and having A&Rs, other executives trying to, help in the creation, or maybe even, hurt the creation because they feel like they know what the streets want or what the culture needs. And you've been there before, like you've worked with managers, you've worked with A&Rs. What is that battle like, man?
It's ridiculous. First of all, it's kind of like you see people making all these judgments about the NBA playoffs, but they never really actually played basketball. Like
crazy shit.
You know what I'm saying? Yo, Cleveland should do this. It's like, where the hell did you coach? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Cleveland should just start fighting these motherfuckers.
Yeah, but on another tip though, regardless of what your title is, if you can bring something to the table, like, then they should be around. If you can't, then you shouldn't at the end of the day. And I feel like sometimes that's what's missing. Like going back to Jeff, I think that's a great centerpiece, a starting ground for that type of record. You know what I'm saying? When you're trying to do something different like nobody's ever done, you gotta have somebody to catapult it. You know what I'm saying? And have the energy and the knowledge, what to do. You know what I'm saying? It's not saying he's the only one that ever do that, but there's other artists that have put out projects in a short period of time.
Yeah, definitely.
One of my favorite albums is All Eyes on Me. Obviously, everybody know that double disc. It only took a couple months to put together.
Right.
I was actually just having a conversation about the best double disc rap CD, and he gonna love this. I came to the conclusion I gave it to your man's.
Who?
Big.
Yeah.
Yeah. Me and
I appreciate that. That saves us a whole argument.
But see, and see that's what I'm saying. Like, Diddy is an exec, so you wouldn't want to have Diddy in the room when you. But you know what I'm saying?
It depends. If I'm as street as the Locks and Diddy wants to come do a champagne popping song, I may not want to go in that direction.
But that's after the idea is already placed. I'm just talking about having them there. Period. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
what I mean by it is, the Locks could have, what I'm saying, either Diddy there or some niggas from the streets there.
So you
see
what
I'm saying?
Let's bring it up to current, right? I just recently seen a photo of Diddy in the studio with Joey Badass.
Yeah.
And immediately when I saw the photo, I was like, that could be hot. But where are they going with this idea? Because Puff is more, dance with me, let's party tonight, and that ain't Joey's lane, B.
Yeah. I think Diddy is underrated and execs now. I think people always go back to the shiny suit days of Diddy. You know what I'm saying? But like, I think Diddy, unlike most execs, evolved with the music. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Case in point, the last joint he just put out, that Working. Like,
that's money making Mitch is crazy. I like
you know what I'm saying? And just like we're gonna get into the guy box, it's like he moved with the music. You know what I'm saying? And still was himself. So I think it's the same thing with Dre. Like, you almost 50 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like, three generations of music have changed. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, they've been able to surpass that. You know what I'm saying? And that's why they one of the greats. You know what I'm saying? So Diddy in the studio with anybody, man. Diddy and Jay got in the studio and made some dope shit on American Gangster. So like,
hands down, one of my favorite albums.
One of his best. One of his best.
And as far as that double disc album debate, I agree with you. I think that Blueprint 2 should have been one album. I think that Wu-Tang Forever should have been one album.
You can't get no asterisk on that Blueprint 2 though.
What do you mean?
Because he put it out as a double disc and then tried to backdoor with the 2.1 joint. So I'm not gonna give you that, bro.
I'm not giving
Blueprint
you that.
2 was, I ain't gonna say trash, but it was like 3 mics, bro.
Nah, it should have been one album. You should have cut a lot of that fluff shit out and been there. I know me and my wife gonna debate that again. I think we go through that every 2 years or so.
Probably.
But nah, I agree with that.
So let's do this. Facebook Live, we see y'all. Andrea, Nicole, Veronica, Tiff, Jordan. What up, my G?
What up?
You running
Elise,
Saturday?
what up?
Holla at us. Let us know. But anyway, we about to get the fuck out of here on Facebook Live. But we've got to keep the rest of the show going because we've got so much content and we got to get through this. I'm going to keep y'all up all night. Facebook Live, remember, hop over to the website, thesphere.tv/boom bap. Hit the subscribe button. iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Google Play Music. All the platforms are there. Make sure you subscribe. That way you can review us. You can give us some constructive criticism. Let us know how we're doing. Let us know how we can be better for you. That's why we have this shit out there. Of course, while you're there, make sure you share this out. Share it out with your family, your friends, your colleagues. Fuck your haters. Share it with everybody. Make sure they get this content because it's important. We're trying to change the game of hip-hop. We're trying to give you that real raw rap shit, the shit that you're not getting everywhere else. And at the same time, if you love what we're doing, you want to sow back into our lives so that we can continue to bless you with content.
Yes,
Hop
Lord.
over and donate at thesphere.tv/donate. We've got two options for you. You can do a single donation or you can do a Patreon donation, which will do it monthly. Whether it's $2, $5, $10, it doesn't matter. Just make sure you donate, sow seeds into things you want to see grow.
Donate.
That's what we do here at The Sphere. Once again, the episode will be up later tonight. In the morning, you'll have it if you subscribe automatically to your device. Facebook Live, we'll see you in a bit.
We
Peace.
appreciate the donations that jingle, but we rather have the ones that fold.
There it is. There it is. There it is. What up, Orlando? All right. So moving forward, man. Obviously,
got a bunch of news.
Let's hold the news.
Bet.
Let's hold that shit to next week because we're running close on time. But I want to play the Action Bronson song. I got to.
Let's do it.
I got to.
Track of the week.
It's a goddamn track of the week.
Track of the week.
Track of the week. What we got right now is some produced by main man Alchemist. So
That's our guy.
first and foremost, done. It's already a go. Action Bronson with his good sidekick, his good buddy,
His
Big
Cody.
Body Bes.
Yes,
they
sir.
got this track out right now called Brother Jedidiah. Check this out. Let's rock with it for a little bit.
Commemorate a very good man.
Shit crazy.
Brother Jedidiah. He stands about 5'8". Tell him, brother. Tell him, brother. 37,000 pounds of pure meat. Tell him, brother. I wear the yarmulke of the court to try to gain some sort of leverage. My lawyer puts a little Molly in the judge's beverage. As a team player, you know what? I'ma buy him a motherfucking Nissan Murano. Yeah. Rabbi Rodriguez did the bris, then a little piece of fish fell on the dish that he sniffed.
Fire.
Like a dog does his dick, then he split. So we could go pick up his kids in a brand new whip. What the fuck?
Yes.
Pardon me. I was out here busy living your lives.
Say, pardon me. I've been out here living your lies.
Come on, man.
So, pull up the car.
Real quick, let's just talk about it. Let's digest this really quickly. Obviously, we're waiting on what we say. What is it? 7,000 something Action.
Blue Chips 7,000.
Blue Chip 7,000. We're waiting on that shit from Action Bronson. It
Yes.
can't get here soon enough, in my eyes. He's such a charismatic artist, and obviously he's a real artist when you think about what he's done on the film side, as well as from the musicality, right?
Yeah.
So and when he links up with Big Body Bes, it's always a blessing for the people. That's just what it is.
It's dope, man.
Yeah.
I've been enjoying them since I got turned on to him, man. I love to hear Big Body Bes on the track because he's just so fucking left, man.
Yeah,
Like,
funny as
on the
shit.
last thing.
The BMW shit.
Yeah, I was just getting ready to say.
I already know.
Die. I want you to wipe my blood on the BMW. I was playing that the other day, and my wife said, "Why would a motherfucker want to do that?" Like,
Crazy.
You just gotta understand this. It is what it is.
Crazy as shit.
Yo, but I'm a huge Alchemist fan.
Yeah.
He continues to keep me as a fan.
Yeah.
And now that producers are doing these sound clashes or these battles that they calling them, like when Swizz went up against
Who was
Just
that?
Blaze.
Just Blaze. Yeah.
Yo,
Yeah.
I was on the way here. First of all, I listened to this song for like 25 minutes straight. I just kept taking it back. Number two, I thought to myself, you know what, man? I think as of right now, Alchemist is probably the best boom bap producer out right now, hands down.
That's
because
heavy.
of the sounds that he sampled, the way that he puts his drums on it,
Yeah.
and the artists that he works with. Like,
Yeah.
he got Danny Brown sounding fire, yo, next to Schoolboy Q. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
Like he did Fear on the Damn album for Kendrick.
Yep.
That shit is slow, it's smooth as fuck.
Yeah.
So he's so versatile, yo,
is.
that I want to see him
Sounds
for
like
real.
a great producer.
For real, to give him the crown, I want to see Al go up against Premier.
Wow. Ooh.
Yeah.
You wildin', kid. We're gonna put a pin in that shit because that's a conversation starter
I wanna see that.
for a great show. How you feel about
I don't
this
know
track?
though.
I think he could do it, B.
You got to. I don't know. Premier in Hall of Fame. Though,
Yeah.
as far, especially with the boom bap joint. So
I think Al's knocking on that door.
But, but
He's
at the
been
same
doing
time, I think Premier is kind of like it has a clause because Premier scratching really like puts him over like almost damn near anybody as far as like from DJs that actually make beats, produce beats. Like Premier scratching is damn near like Jeezy ad libs. Like nigga, you could just make a song with them joints. Nigga, like, you know what I'm saying? So Al definitely, you know what I'm saying, is up there. But like I think, I don't know, Premier, man. That's
So
like,
yo, from a production
Shout out
from a
H-Town.
producer standpoint, right? Where do you put DJ Khaled? Is DJ Khaled a producer? Is he a DJ? From your standpoint, what do you do with DJ Khaled?
Khaled, it's funny too because a lot of people say this nowadays. This is the term. He's an artist. I'm an artist. Like I'm an artist, but I don't think Khaled goes for the production or the producer title. I think he just
He's
is
more
like,
executive.
like this. Yeah, like this more so. Like I don't even think it's that.
Really?
I think he more so is like I'm just DJ Khaled and these my records and these my album. Kind of like Mike Will. Like I don't think.
But it's Khaled producing though, because Mike's producing.
But not Mike Will. I wouldn't say Mike Will. What's my DJ Mustard? Right, Mustard actually produces the records. You know what I'm saying? So I think the difference with Mustard is like I'm actually producing. Like I don't think Khaled wants the production like a Timbaland or a Dre or he don't want that title. He wants the Diddy title, but not executive producer. He like just want to be the nigga in all the videos.
Like, he wants to be Puff Daddy.
You know what I'm saying? He want to do that. So I don't cause he never. I don't think he ever been like, yo, I'm this type of producer. I'm that type of producer.
Yeah, I feel that
he's been on record showing, yo, I got this beat from the Runners.
Yep.
I got Ace Hood verse right here. Yo, I'm gonna put you on this, let me put this on together. So he's executive producing, but I think he wanted more so like people just be like he's the main artist, but just got a bunch of features. So like
that's crazy.
Okay, so I give you one, Master P.
Well,
that's what he doing. Except he ain't signing all these niggas. He just got relationships so he can get songs.
I mean, he did go that route with We the Best when he was signed. I think he had Pitbull. He had the Jamaican dude. What's his name?
Big dude.
Nah,
big short
skinny,
dude?
dark skin.
Who, Ace Hood?
Nah.
Jamaican
But he had Ace.
dudes.
He had Ace Hood too.
Yeah.
But there was a reggae artist on his label too.
I don't remember.
I think he realized that's not really his lane because even with his new artist, the Ken Jones dude, like he had that one record, but like he wasn't tied to he wasn't tied to Young Money. He wasn't tied to none of those records that made Khaled popular. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, okay, after that single, you pretty much like a one-hit wonder now. Like,
what's your thoughts on Pap signing the MMG?
I mean, all money ain't good money. I can say that. You know, all money ain't good money, man. It's but at the end of the day, you never really know what kind of relationship these dudes build. You know what I'm saying? And as far as industry wise, like he smashed anybody on the mic. So like, I guess it's same with Meek Mill. Like to me, Meek Mill is not really a good songwriter. He's a great rapper, but you put him in a situation where all you got to do is rap, you gonna win.
All right.
So Ross probably like, shit, nigga, I got the same thing Khaled do. Look, I got the beat, I got the hook. Give me your shit, and we gonna win. Like Wayne said that shit, man. And we gonna keep winning as long as we got Drake on every hook. That was what, like 6 years ago? Like for real. So yeah, I don't think nothing wrong with it, man. Especially, you know what I'm saying, him going there. You know what I'm saying. Who was MMG under though?
MMG is now with Epic.
So that's cool. I mean, you know what I'm saying? As long as he didn't go to like some Universal by itself or something like, or a Def Jam by itself, which is dying. Nigga Banner said, ain't no black folks working. You know what I'm saying? As long as he didn't do that, he teamed up with, at least somebody of the culture who was trying to look out for him. Hopefully, I mean, you never heard anything about Ross doing niggas like Baby and no shit.
No,
like that.
Especially after
even
LeBron.
even before that, Ross had, had good relationships with his artists. You know what I'm saying? So
shout out to Lil Bron there.
Yeah, he like shit. You gonna take me from just, you know what I'm saying, nigga, you local at the end of the day to, you know what I'm saying, not in reality, Pap ain't local, but
nah, that's still reality. Because you know what, I remember when I first moved out here, and I don't know if you got hit up like I got hit up. I'll never forget it, yo. It was this young kid in the apartment complex that I stayed in. He was in high school at the time. I'm fresh out, like I'm taking shit out of boxes. Yeah. And he was like, yo, where you from? So, from New York. He's like, yo, that's what's up. I didn't even get to the radio yet. He was like, yo, what y'all playing up there? And I was like, yo, we got, MOP, we got, Boot Camp Click, we got Smith and Wesson. He was like, who? And I was like, fuck you mean who? Like, who you listening to? He was like, yo, we're listening to Slim Thug, Lil Kiki, and South Park Mexican. I was like, South Park Mexican? What the fuck is a South Park Mexican? And at that moment, I realized, like, you know, MOP, all these dudes who were like giants to me.
Yeah.
Y'all, you know, they were local. They ain't mean shit in the South. And vice versa. Like, I remember not liking Zero.
Yeah.
Until, like, you know, by the time 50 came out with Get Rich or Die Trying, and they and Zero made that Use a Snitch nigga record.
Yeah.
Like, shortly after that, I started to get into Zero, and I started to like him shortly after that point.
Okay.
Shout out to him.
But now the reason why I said nobody's really like him is local is because it was easier back then just to stay local. Now with the internet and all this other shit, you know what I'm saying? Like niggas, you know, and niggas are migrating now, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's niggas from everywhere now. Like,
because you know what? I feel like because of when the South came up, because we was out here when the South came up, when Houston came up crazy.
Hell yeah.
I think what it did, especially for New York artists, it forced them to come down here and fuck with these dudes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember Fat Joe, you know, going on record saying like, yo, man, fuck that trying to separate shit. Let's go down there and get the money with them. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of forced them to, it's like either you ride or you die.
But see, that goes back to our first argument with DJ Jazzy Jeff when I was talking about the everybody want to be second thing. Once niggas start, you know, niggas in New York already had their shit. Like in every region, really, you know what I'm saying? Every region already had their shit. But once the region outside of New York started popping, like when the West Coast started popping, after the beef died down and shit, niggas like, okay, let's go to the West. We fucking with the West. They get money out there. They doing something. Yeah. Let's go out there. When the South started popping, Chameleon, all them niggas started popping like that, niggas started coming here because it was popping. Like, oh, niggas getting bread. What's going on down here? We're gonna go find it out.
And then I saw Club Dipset on 59.
Yo,
crazy.
It used to be pumping up in there. I used to go though. Club Dipset.
But it's about the money. You know, you gotta get that money.
It's survival. It's survival at the end of the day. Because that's what the game is. Like you say, ain't no 401k for a rapper.
Yeah, hell no. And if you ain't got a 401k, you might be losing. And if you ain't got one, you need to talk to our ladies over at the Houston Housewives of Finance.
Hold on.
That's who's sponsoring the next segment, guys. So, did you know that only 4 states in the United States offer financial education? 33% or more than 77 millions of Americans don't pay their bills on time. 39% of Americans carry credit card debt from month to month. And 39% of adults say they don't have enough money in savings. Don't become one of these statistics. Let Houston Housewives of Finance advise you on increasing your cash flow and becoming your own money manager by scheduling your complimentary personal financial strategy. Contact Houston Housewives of Finance today at 1-844-700-4463 or email us at info@HoustonHousewivesOfFinance.com. Ask us how you can participate in a complimentary financial literacy workshop near you. Houston Housewives of Finance are the new faces of the new age of financial services. And that's what they are. Get your money right. Get that bag right, man.
For real. Yep, get that bag right. So another reason why I really wanted you to come in was to review this album with us. We're gonna hop into David Banner's new joint, God Box.
Let's hop into it, man, because it's time.
Magnolia.
Fuck it, let's roll out, man. David Banner, God Box. Let us know what y'all thinking.
Another thing I noticed too, he didn't use the tags.
I was sitting up under this tree, she was talking to me. She said, son, do you know who I am? Who I happen to be? And I told her, the mighty Magnolia that stand tall for the shoulders of slaves and soldiers when the days get colder. So older, but I'm young in my spirit. From the blood, I hear it from Mr. Malcolm, Garvey, and Marley. Then she started to tell me how she was used in the lynching. mention the blacks. Branch crack, broke her arm just so his neck would snap. And if I wouldn't rap, I'd probably make the same damn fate. From the same damn rope, I'm about the same damn weight. I said, wait, man, wait. I still got the noose, it's just loose and they tighten that bitch up. When I'm speaking the truth, they need proof that God exists. So I gave the God box. It ain't shit hard as this, it ain't shit hard as this. Flick a wrist, I flick a brick, I mow, I still get this dough. These bitches know everywhere we go, it's Mississippi. Oh, piece the throat, this a mode out of space, ballin', spacecraft crawling, Black George, Jetson, Jew City, Jack Jawin', drawing, painting pictures and scriptures. I know that y'all missed this. Crackers out here stacking the army, trying to enlist us. You pissed us off enough to click up on your ass. The last shall be first and the first shall be last. No average, no savage, just king, ruler, $1 billion freedom fighter, and I take it if I got him, nigga.
Right.
Tell him how you really feel.
Got him.
Yeah, he did that the whole joint. He told him how you feel.
Then how CeeLo blessed this, Raheem Devon blessed this song, man. This is a dope track, bro. It's a hard ass way to open up an album.
Fuck yeah, I definitely agree with that. And shout out to Raheem Devon, man. To me, he is definitely one of the most slept on R&B dudes.
Easily.
You know what I'm saying? He puts out really good music. So for those who are watching, listening, if y'all don't know about Raheem Devon, go back, go listen to his shit, man, and you'll fucking around and have a baby or two. But you know, he's dope, man. But I really enjoyed hearing CeeLo actually rap. You know what I'm saying? Because it's been so long since I heard Goody Mob, CeeLo rap. Yeah. And he didn't hold back any punches as much as DB didn't. So I thought the track was powerful. I love the boom bap sound on it. You know, I wasn't expecting it. You know, like I tell everybody, I throw these joints on and I just ride out. And when I started hearing that bass line, that boom, that kick, that shit was hard, yo. Yeah. So I was going definitely listen to the rest of the record.
Yeah, the production to me definitely sounds different from what Banner has done in the past. You know what I'm saying? To me, it sounds like going back to the Jeff, like he had some people in the stew, like, yo, this is the new sound, we're gonna try this, and if it worked, we can do it. You know what I'm saying? And that's what like when I listen to the whole project, that's what I hear. I hear a bunch of ideas coming together and putting this together, like the musical, like you fucking got my nigga Black Thought. You know what I'm saying? Like on this, I was like, when I saw that, I was like, yo, I got to hit his verse. And he never disappoints, man.
Not at all.
But just the music, like sonically with CeeLo, like it's crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Which track is it where he goes into a whole orchestra sound and
that's my Uzi at the
That's my Uzi right at the end
when he does the
Yo, we gotta hop into that in a minute.
But it's rolling right up.
Yeah.
Well, my Uzi's next, right?
Yeah.
Yo, recipe shout out to the pimp, man.
Oh yeah.
I do think it was kind of forced though. I think the chop was kind of forced though. I think he could have found another pimp chop maybe. You know what I'm saying? So? Yeah, I think it's
just the producer speaking now.
Yeah, because it's just I don't know. Maybe it's an underlying message and why he chose My Uzi Weighs a Ton. Because the content of the song and the whole project, that kind of threw me off. You know what I'm saying? And then when the music hit at the end, like, Crit, when Crit first come on, his shit changed. Like, Crit came in and was like, hold on, my shit, I want some strings on my verse. You know what I'm saying?
I peeped that too.
And then in the last part, it kind of went, like I said, the late registration shit when he put the little movie stuff on there and all of that. And I just was like, that's dope. But you seem like he's been knowledge. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
I remember an interview with David Banner on Sway in the Morning one. Shout out to Sway, shout out to Heather B. What up? Shout out to DB for hitting us up on intermission. We appreciate you, brother, all the way from New York. He talked about the Uzi being like if I remember correctly, something like the sins or the responsibilities, the weight of our culture, and you having to carry it at each and every place that you go, and having to deal with the calamity and consequences of what everybody else around you has done because of the color of your skin and things like that. So he brought a different perspective perspective to it that I wasn't expecting.
See, I was saying he had to have some underlying message to it.
Yeah, it was dope as shit.
And that's what makes music even doper.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? When you like something for just a non-reason and you figure out that it has an underlying message, you're like, oh, you really is smart. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I definitely love that when artists do that, man.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with a crit verse.
Yeah.
Yo,
God
speaking
damn.
of, man, shout out to Big KRIT. Yo, he is showing no signs of slowing down since leaving Def Jam. You know, to me, this was the same dude who did the BET show last year.
Destroyed it.
Pen game still crazy. Love the song.
Production
love the
is
track.
getting even better. I can remember old Crit to now Crit. That Soul Food out. I mean, that's one track. Catalactica. God damn, classic.
Yeah,
Hands down, classic album from Crit. I'm always looking for the next Crit, man.
But I do want to know, you know, what was the deal with the drastic sound change at the end of this track, though? I would love to get a chance to. Oh, and shout out to David Banner, man. He retweeted my tweet. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. I went and posted it on the gram too. But you know, I would definitely like to know, like, what was the purpose of doing that? Was it to show some range, like, yo, I got that too, and they kind of bring it back, or what?
That's what I think. I think it was a concentrated effort on the whole tape to be more musical. You know what I'm saying? That's not the only record where at the end of the record it went for like another 30, 45 seconds, which is music. He did that a couple times. You know what I'm saying? So I think it was just a conscious effort to do it. I think probably that one was done. This one probably sound like, you know, because obviously it's been like, what, 5 years since the last joint?
About that.
So he probably had that one. You know what I'm saying? And just like, yo, I need to put this one in there, showing love to pimp, you know, that. So that's why I said I thought it was forced. You know what I'm saying? Because the chop, obviously I know what the Uzi part means now, but then the end part, it just was like, wait, this seems like you're trying to go too far now.
Yeah.
It was like, you know what I'm saying? It's dope, but okay.
Yeah,
Agreed.
like too much creative juices firing off at the same time. Like, could have saved that for something else. However, his obviously you got things happening on this album. For me, sometimes it feels a bit disjointed. Feels like the arrangement may be a little off, or why did you choose to create this particular sound at this moment? Like moving through from Elvis to Amy. Like, it's some things just I don't quite understand. But that's not, you know, I'm not inside the artist's mind to really have that firm understanding. And it'd be great if I could sit down and be like, DB, why the hell did you do this? like what were you thinking when you created Judy Blair? What were you thinking about?
Well, the same thing for Marry Me. So from
That's the
Marry
only
Me,
one.
Judy Blair.
Yeah. I know why he did those though. I'm gonna get into that. But the Marry Me joint is the only one that had me puzzled. You know what I'm saying? Like, he could have left that one off.
Yeah, I think you could have left that one off.
Dropped a single or something like that later on with that joint. It's a dope joint, but I don't think it flows with you know, the content. Yeah. But the Judy Blair and and the other what's the one after the Judy Blair?
It's Blair, another rock song. Traffic on Mars.
Yeah, that's my shit. I like that record.
Yeah, Traffic on Mars.
I think he went there, and this is just me thinking, because you know I like putting together albums. After the Elvis joint, you know, where he's explaining how, you know, don't take hip hop like you took rock and roll. Right. Because when I listened to those records at first, I'm like, why the fuck he got rock records on here? You know what I'm saying? And then I listened to Elvis a bunch of more times, and I'm like, oh, okay, he trying to take it back to say, yo, this really was our shit. Maybe. Right. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I got from Elvis. Like, this is what I shit.
Yeah, like that definitely on that record. But I mean, like, the songs after that started sonically sounding like rap rock records. You know what I'm saying? Traffic on Mars and Judy Blair, you know what I'm saying? Definitely Judy Blair when you hear that. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what he was trying to once again, it's more musical. So it's not just hip hop now, it's all of the culture. All of the culture, hip hop is everything. You know what I'm saying? It's not just rap, it's not just DJing, it's not just, you know, producing and the boom in the back. It's everything at the end of the day. All our music, man, has really birthed hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Because you can take a hip hop record from any record. Like, it doesn't have to be an old school soul sample. It can be fucking any record.
Yeah, it
you know
can
what
be a
I'm saying?
salsa record.
Yeah, I sample the shit out of that.
Shit, I sample jazz records all the fucking time. So you know what I'm saying.
Shout out to DJ Premier.
You know what I'm saying? Who made that shit cool?
But see, the thing about it though, like you know, with Traffic on Mars, Marry Me, it threw me for such a loop. You know what I'm saying? Like I get that, you know, artists want to show their range, especially a producer / rapper. You know, they want to show their range. Yeah, I got some of this, I got some of that. But I think what happens is you end up losing the flow of the album at the same time. Like you can't give me, you know, Magnolia, my Uzi, who wanted Elvis, and then give me Marry Me. Like I can't function that way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you, because like I said, the Marry Me joint, I don't need that one at all on none of them. You know what I'm saying? It's a cool record, but like it definitely, when I heard him say that, I'm like, okay, so you singing now, Banner? You know what I'm saying? Like, nah. But I think he went from just him in the studio to being, okay, I'm gonna take maybe 10 different people in the studio with me. As long as you got a good vibe, we're gonna try to put this whole joint together. I may not like everything, but as long as I like it a little bit, I'm willing to bend. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why I say that, I don't know if you've seen his what they call that, Blind Fury, 3 Blind Fury, whatever, when they blindfold him and do the
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
He did an episode,
Rhythm Roulette.
Yeah, there you go. When they go blindfold, pick 3 records, and then you got to make a beat out of them 3 records. And he picked his records. He chopped a sample, but he had his mans in there that did the 808s, and then he had his other mans in there to play the keys and write the hook. You see what I'm saying? And that shit came out dope as fuck. So I think he probably got to that point because he's older, going back to Jazzy Jeff, because he's older now. He don't want to feel like he's leaving something. This same thing, I got older. I didn't want to rap so much because I knew my production is what I wanted to get out to the world. So I'm like, okay, then maybe I need to dial back rapping, find artists, and produce.
Right.
And once I had that mentality, it came right into my hands. You know what I'm saying? So I just think he's at that point in his career where he knew he had a great project. You know what I'm saying? The message in all of the songs are definitely there. Man. So he was just like, look, I need to make this sonically universal. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what he was reaching for with those records.
Well, I'll tell you this much. I truly appreciate
Cleopatra.
The sound of the record and how it moves to kind of cover so much of a wide spectrum. Like at the beginning, you got some boom bap, and then once you get to like Elvis, Amy, you got something that sounds a little bit more trap, a little bit more current, right? Like I can hear. That's what I'm saying. I can hear Migos on Elvis. Right. You know what I'm saying?
You got that bounce.
Yeah, you got that bounce. Like I can hear younger artists on that record. So I was like, yo, he is doing a great job from a production standpoint for sure. Right. But I just want to know, like, what made him comfortable wanting to rhyme after Black Thought? Because he just can't help himself. Like, he is such a fucking creature of monstrous habit when he pens his fucking lyrics. It's just insane, man. So
I think that was by default. You had, you know what I'm saying, you either go first or you let Black Thought, you know what I'm saying, go behind you and like close out and then have people skip your verse to get to his. That type of situation. So you're like, nah.
That's a damned if you do, damned if you don't.
And the way he came on, like he had to jump that joint off. You know what I'm saying? He came on there, was like, got the, what he say? Got the skills of Wallace, something with Shakur, been sent here from the future by the Moors. Like, yo, dude is really is ridiculous. So like, yeah, I would let him go first too.
But you know what, man? And another thing that I wanted to make sure that I said about this album, I appreciate the content. I appreciate David Banner saying what needs to be said today, especially on a track like Elvis. And don't get me wrong, like I enjoy Justin Timberlake. I like Justin. I think Justin's dope. But at the same time, we need somebody to remind to remind everybody, like, yo, this is us. And you got your Iggy Azaleas coming in and fucking up the game. Yeah, I'm calling you out. You know, you got so many motherfuckers that comes into the game to try to add on, but what they really do is take away and they water down and they fuck it up. And then, you know, here it is, they blow up, and this is supposed to be the example of the culture, and it's not. You know what I'm saying? And for him to also call out other things in our society as far as our struggles as black people, as black men, and what we're going through. Right. So to me, what separates an MC from being, you know, a rapper from an MC is your content and your delivery. And he has definitely stood up as an MC to be, and it's difficult. It's very difficult to be able to talk about stereotypes, racial, you know, discrimination, the challenges, and do it in such a dope way where you're not preaching. Here's a thin line. You can't preach to me. You can't tell me what to do, and you got to make me bop, and you got to make me want to sing your rhymes. Yeah, that shit is hard, dog. And he did a really great job on doing it, and that's why I was so quick to be like, yo, that God box shit is dope. Yeah. And I had already coined it before I got to Cleopatra Jones, which I thought was really fly. That's the one where she be like, you sexy as fuck. Yeah, Cleopatra Jones is that's a good record right there.
Now, that's another one that got some bounce to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, Cleopatra Jones, like, that's new age. That's not 10 years ago. Like, that's new. But I wanted to piggyback on what you said. The rapper and MC, that's a whole nother conversation. We ain't gonna get into it. We ain't even gonna get into that right now. But Michael Eric Dyson, when he was being interviewed, said something about Jay that stuck out to me. It was a couple years ago he said it. He said the reason why he believed Jay is the best is because not only does he entertain you, he empowers you. Like, if you ever listen to his rhymes, he's not trying to downplay anything. He's trying to empower you to be better. But he's entertaining you at the same time. And that's what you get from this record. When you listen to this beat, if you listen to this beat, you wouldn't think Elvis was supposed to go on this track.
So are you saying is, if I would have got the instrumental and listened to it, I wouldn't think that Elvis can even be on this record?
Nope. You wouldn't think that type of content would go on this record.
That's true. Right? That's very true.
But because he made it work, you're being entertained and empowered at the same time. Yeah. So it gives you that fulfillment that the culture is supposed to. So to me, that's what MCing is. You know what I'm saying? Like, niggas could rap all day and make rhymes, you know, that's rapping is rapping. But when you MCing, you actually embody that. You're entertaining and empowering at the same time. So that's
you know, I like what he had to say at the end of AK. You know, it's a 4-minute 55-second track, and I think for like a good minute and 30 seconds of it at the end, you know, he's again delivering a message, a message that needs to be said. You know, I'm gonna let the audience do their homework on that and ride out on that track. But you know, even the joint that he got, what's playing now? Amy with, he got Trinidad James on the track, yo. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, that's what a producer does. Like, he could bring out the best in some of the people that you would never expect, you know, to be able to help step their game up, man.
Definitely, yeah. Definitely, that's always a producer's dream. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you play the background and you want to be a coach, you know what I'm saying? You want to see your product shine. You know what I'm saying? So he probably was like, yo, Trinidad, he probably saw him out somewhere, like, yo, what you got popping, man? I ain't really got nothing going on. Okay, look, I got this God Box record, man, you'll be perfect for. You know what I'm saying? Put it out there. It's a dope record. Once I listen to it, I'm like, oh, okay. Once again, the content is, because when I listened to the whole project the first time, I was actually just playing 2K at the crib one late night, and I'm just listening to the beats. You know what I'm saying? I got the bass pumping and shit like that. So, you know, I'm jamming, and I'm listening to the hook. I'm like, okay, I like that. But I'm liking it for a different reason. I'm liking it just because of the melody of it. You know what I'm saying? The sound of it. But when I actually started listening to what he was saying, like, you're supposed to be a God. We're like, why you call? Like, oh, okay, hold on. Like, okay, I got to do some homework on this. Let me go back and listen again and see what he really talking about. So that's why I really love what Banner did, and as far as waiting to put out the project and not really rushing it. You know what I'm saying? So
overall, dope project.
For real. I feel like we got early 2000s David Banner back. You know, we got Mississippi David Banner.
I wouldn't say that. I would say we got a better version. The evolution.
Yeah.
Okay.
Resculpted.
Of what David Banner was. You know what I'm saying? And that's all you can hope for as an artist, to be better than what you previously were. If you don't, you die.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, like, everybody know that. And that's why I was bringing up the Nas joint. Like, not to get off subject, but to get off subject. Nas had better joints after Takeover than he did before.
You know what? We gonna talk about that.
That's another day.
We gonna talk about that.
Another day.
The Killer Calion album
to
too, man. Y'all need to. I want to see y'all talk about that one. Y'all listen to that one. I want to see y'all talk about that one too, because it's the brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? Because I stumbled upon it because I was watching the not Sports Center but Fox Sports, Skip Bayless and them show, and he had Shannon Sharp had a part on there when they was talking about Colin Kaepernick not standing for the flag and all of that. He put that on the beginning of his album, and then they talked about it on Steven Jackson actually. Steven Jack talked about it. Like, I'm like, damn, for real? Lorraine Motel, that's the name of his album.
All right,
trust me, check it out.
Take a listen to that. I'm down for it. Shit.
I ain't mad.
Yeah, hell yeah.
To me, that's how the culture moves. Yo, you ain't heard this? Listen.
Yeah, it is. That's
what
we do.
You know I wouldn't, you know what I'm saying, give you nothing.
Of course
less
not,
than
B.
that.
Terry.
Trust me.
Of course not. So, my G, I have to say, brother, I definitely appreciate the conversation today, the intellectualism. I appreciate you dropping the gems, the knowledge on here, especially from the production perspective, man, because we don't often have that. We don't often get that. Because we're not producers on the goddamn show. So, you know, obviously we hold producers at this high echelon because y'all are artists in your own right. And a lot of times you're not told that enough. And you
I appreciate that.
No, real shit. Like, y'all need to hear that. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, good sir, before you leave this table, we need to know your top 5.
Top 5 albums?
No. Top 5 artists.
Just top 5 rappers or just artists, period?
I like that. Like that diversity.
Man, he
you hear
ready
that? That's
to go.
a production conversation. You know?
Yeah.
Artists, rappers, who you want to know?
How you want?
Hip hop artists.
Okay. It's hard for me to. Okay, 1 and 2 in no specific order is Pac and Jay.
Okay.
Just off sheer body of work. It's hard to knock Pac off the list and it's off the top spot, and it's hard to knock Jay off the top spot. So 1 and 2, maybe 1A, 1B, however you want to slice that up. Pac and Jay. 3, Space. I think Scarface is one of the most underrated greats, if a great could be underrated. So I go with Face at 3. I'm gonna give it to Nasty at 4. I go with Nas at 4.
Fifth spot always hard.
Yeah.
So many.
The 5th spot.
So
This is a personal favorite, and I'm gonna explain why I'm gonna put him at number 5. This is not. Okay. Kanye West.
Whoa.
Right.
I heard somebody at the table say Kanye.
In the words
yeah.
of my man Uncle Murder. Whoa.
Whoa. Yeah. I went to his show at the House of Blues down here. He's a fool.
We were there. We were there.
Oh yeah, I did see it.
He was like, Rain.
Trick.
I knew it.
He was gonna be at the Locks joint. Yeah. But the reason why I say Kanye is because something that the top 4 don't do, and majority of probably the top 10, they've never been behind the boards, right? So for somebody to make a statement like, imagine doing 5 beats, doing 3 beats a day,
3 somethings.
Yeah.
Like, I deserve to do these numbers, and then actually rap. Like, to me, he's one of he learned from Jay, like, as far as how to actually put your life in rhymes and still make it dope, you know what I'm saying, and make it as entertaining as if you was just writing dope shit, you know what I'm saying. So, like, this nigga, he learned how to do that. Me and my girl famous all from a whole movie. Like, that's his wife, and he talking about her sex tape. You know what I'm saying? So he learned how to be that way. And then as far as what he did for the production game, I think him and Just Blaze changed the direction of what music was going to. As far as like you had to be on your shit. Like, as far as producing wise, like the Runners, what's the other cats that Khaled be having all the time? Justice League. I think they were born from the blueprint. When that sound came out and you really didn't know if Kanye did it or Just did it, because they both could do soul samples. And like, then when Kanye started rhyming and rapping, it's just like, you got to put out some dope ass music. Like, I think Kanye set the bar for everybody that wasn't already like on Jay shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, for you coming to the game, you gotta have some dope ass music and you gotta be different. Like, you know what I'm saying? All these gangsta ass niggas that's walking around in fucking clubs with Louis bags on their fucking back. Backpack rapper Kanye West started that shit. Niggas was like, yo, that shit is whack. Yeah. Now all these wanna call gangsters, there's, you know, blood Crips or whatever, they niggas walking around with backpacks on. Like, what you got in the bag, bro? Like, what you got in the bag? Like, that's what you want somebody to say? Like, what you got in the bag? Like, why you walking around with it? They got that shit from Kanye.
You know, I thought Kanye was ill because, you know, it was way after. You know, it got me to thinking, like, yo, he had everybody in the club singing Jesus Walks.
Bro.
Like, he made a gospel record for the streets that was on the radio, that was in the clubs. Like, you know, you would pull up to somebody at the light and they would be bumping Jesus Walks. Yeah. You know, so I can feel that.
Yeah, I like I say, it's personal because the production of me is just like, yo, he's so dope of a producer and a rapper or MC.
It makes sense.
Yeah. I put him in my top 5. So yeah, Jay, Pac, Face, Nas, Kanye.
There it is, man. Top 5. B. Terry.
Plus a Midwest, you know what I'm saying? So represent that.
B. Terry B. Once again, my G, we appreciate you.
Man, I appreciate y'all having me, man. I've been watching. I've been telling Reem, man, bro, when I'm getting on the show, man, like, you know,
it is.
I got to get in that conversation, bro.
There it
is. Yo, I just got to make sure that it's a worthy conversation. So, number one, you know, we appreciate your time. You don't feel like, yo, they just have you on this book. Like, nah, I got to be thought-provoking. I want to make sure, like, it's about something solid. You know what I mean?
I appreciate it.
So, I just wanted to make sure that everything was right, man.
So let the people know where they can reach you at, my brother.
Please.
Hey, once again, man, it's B. Terry Beats, a.k.a. Beat Machine, the captain. You can find me Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, Facebook, all the same. B. Terry Beats. And that's with an S, not with a Z. And get at me, man. I'm an open book, man. Any artists out there want, you know, people, that's what's crazy. People hit me up. Like, I put stuff on Instagram and I be in the studio. People would DM me like, yo, what you think about this record? Or what you think I should do with this record? And I'm like, we never worked together. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I got no input.
Yeah, you know, I have no input or nothing like that. But I think it's, you know, definitely a blessing that people look at me in that type of light. You know what I'm saying?
Cause you put yourself in it, though.
Yeah, I tell people all the time, man, if I had somebody like me when I was 18, 19, 20, like, you know what I'm saying, I would be extremely grateful. So that's all I think about. Like, when I see these youngsters, I be like, look, man, I ain't trying to tell you what to do. I'm trying to tell you what I did when I was your age, how it went down, and other options that you can do to make that shit better. Because I can't go back to that age.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I can't go back to being 22, 23, just getting in the game. You know what I'm saying? I can't do that. But I can tell you how to maneuver around them vultures that's going to come and put out and do the best to put out the best work. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day. And not just do it just cause.
I feel that.
There it is. B. Terry Beats.
So, yo, man, I want to give a few shout-outs before we wrap up. You know, I know the credits are going. Yeah. Want to shout out to my mans and
no shout-outs.
Yeah,
shout-outs
right?
Nah. He tried.
Grandfather Clock, Quantum Leap Radio. Make sure that people tune in to him on Saturday. Mr. Goodbar got a show.
Didn't they doing something together? I saw them. They were just featured on this show.
I think the first show he was featured.
Gotcha.
But Good Bar Show comes on immediately after Quantum Leap. So
Nice.
stay tuned for the Remedy. He got a new show coming on Saturday. We are changing the culture in Houston slowly but surely. So check them out.
That's
Tomorrow evening, I have the pleasure of chilling out with Between Us Girls podcast.
Nice.
So I'm excited about that. Make sure y'all
man.
check for that. I'll be posting about that. For people who are listening, watching in, thank you. Keep up with your boy on social media at Twitter at Reem Boom Bap. Instagram is NYKAY79, and I got 3 shout outs from there. Chances Make Champions, what up? Hold on.
See, this niggas ain't ready.
Nah, I'm always ready.
Like, no.
No,
You still scrolling, B.
I gotta get to it. Who is Cali Swag? Cali Swag, what up? Shanine, what up? And Mundard Mark, what up?
Mundard Mark. I like that, man. I like that. And of course, anywhere online, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, shit, Christian Mingle, and Pornhub at G Hawkins. That's G Hawkins with the Z. This has been another great episode of motherfucking That Boom Bap. And remember, rap minus lies equals hip hop. And that's That Boom Bap. We'll see y'all next time. Peace.
Crazy disingenuous like who